Welcome to the July 25th board meeting. Roll call to order.
Mr. Sturgill.
Yes.
Mrs. Zario.
Yes.
Mr. Ballard.
Yes.
Miss Washington.
Here.
Mr. Ferguson.
Yes.
Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Recognition of visitors. Do we have anything today?
We do not.
Nothing today. First hearing of the public.
Let's get on video.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lola Soto, and I'm here as a community member and as a parent that has two daughters that attend Lorain City Schools. And I wanted to say, on July 5th, a resolution banning H House Bill 616, 322, and 327 was to be presented to the board. Still, a request was made to please hold off on signing this resolution until the community could review or have further discussion with board members on this resolution request. We want to express, myself and the community that is here today, our gratitude to the board members for taking their time to meet with us, giving us the opportunity to discuss why we felt the resolution was not something necessary and how interested we were in understanding the need for such a ban. The community represented here today is really interested in the future of Lorain City Schools. We will be reviewing current and future policies and resolutions, especially those concerning our children's education, curriculum, and social values. We understand and believe that when working together, we can really bring unity, a unity that will benefit our families and community. So I want to say thank you again for the board for taking their time, showing interest in what we were concerned about, and meeting with us. Thank you.
Do we have anyone else? Okay. Old business.
Wait. Go back one.
Minutes.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Could I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So move.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Ferguson.
Yes.
Mrs. Zario.
Yes.
Mr. Sturgill.
Yes.
Mr. Ballard.
Yes.
Miss Washington.
Yes.
Old business. Nothing. Report and recommendation of the treasurer.
I have items 8.01 through 8.03 for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Miss Washington.
Yes.
Mr. Ferguson.
Yes.
Mr. Sturgill.
Yes.
Mr. Ballard.
Yes.
Mrs. Zario.
Yes.
Okay, reports and recommendation of the superintendent, personnel.
I'd like the board to consider for approval items 9.01 to 9.16, personnel matters. So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Ballard.
Yes.
Mrs. Zario.
Yes.
Mr. Sturgill.
Yes.
Miss Washington.
Yes.
Mr. Ferguson.
Yes.
I'd like the board to consider for approval item 9.17, personnel matters.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call.
Mrs. Zario.
Yes.
Mr. Ballard.
Yes.
Mr. Sturgill.
Abstain.
Miss Washington.
Abstain.
Or
And
we're supposed to say,
That's correct.
And Mr. Ferguson.
Yes.
I'd like the board to consider for approval items 10.01 to 10.36, operations matters.
So moved.
Support.
roll call.
Ms. Washington,
Yes.
Mr. Ferguson,
Yes.
Mr. Sturgill,
Yes.
Mr. Ballard,
Yes.
Ms. Cesario.
Yes.
And that's all I have this evening, Mr. President.
Excuse me, did we do 9.7 to 9.10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did 9.01 to 9.16 collectively. You
I
16.
heard
Yep.
06.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Nope, I slurred my words.
I'm sorry.
But before I guess, hand off the mic, I would like to thank everybody for coming in tonight. I appreciate the willingness to engage and to be a part of our school district. It's always great to look out the audience and see it full. So thank you for that.
Okay, I think this is where we're at. There was a lot of pages.
Tonight.
There was a lot of pages to this. Report recommendation of superintendent, other matters.
I have nothing else this evening, Mr. President.
New business.
Yes, I think it's incumbent upon us to take a look at our cell phone policy and make sure that what we say we are and what we are is in alignment. I think we have written policies in one place that don't align to possible procedures in the code of conduct, that don't necessarily align to what's going on in different buildings, and I think that that's one of the things that's very important, is for us to be who we say we are.
I completely agree. I will convene the policy committee with the superintendent's subcommittee, and we'll get something on the agenda for this week.
Okay.
I would like to add that I do think it's important that we have consistency across the board, and that we address matters that affect students in the classroom. But I also think that we need to make sure that we aren't, I'm going to use this word that will be probably divisive, over policing our kids, and we have to make sure that we aren't taking away from instruction time.
Well, it's what we need to find. We need to find a middle ground that works for everyone.
Yes.
That's in,
Absolutely agree.
And although I wrote myself a note and sent it to myself, I know that Mr. Scott's been working on this for quite some time, so he's always a few steps ahead.
Yeah, so to the point, there is current board language, and then in the code of conduct, there are what some might deem to be regulations that are not necessarily adopted in board policy and/or regulations. So that is something that has sparked some debate on what we should be doing. But I would like to take the time to echo the point. Like, there's a couple points that I think are important for when that committee does come together, and then just as we move forward as a district. Things that were viewed as potential distractors can be seen as tools. Time on task is critical, and I think that's important, for why we come here. We want to maximize the time that we have. And then also internally, when distractions do occur, we have to take an internal look and see why those distractions are occurring. I think that's all a part of the conversation, but it is important that our students remain in school when they are showing up, feel welcomed when they are here, and encouraged to be the best that they can be every day. And nothing should take away from the focus on that. So how we go about doing that, I think there is definitely room to have collective conversations, but also know that when we went to school, tools are different now too. I think that's a part of the conversation moving forward as well.
Thank you.
when Bill and I were in school, we had 2 tin cans and a string.
You
With
said that, I
wax
did
on
not.
it. Yeah, with a wax string.
And then they rang the bell out front, you took the stick and the wheel and you rolled it into,
Yeah, brought chickens to pay the teachers.
Goodness.
And I would just like to add, I thank the board for addressing that issue, because I know at the high school that has been something that has been a hot button topic even over the summer with, I know the Principals Advisory Committee has been discussing that, and is this issue going to be dealt with? So the fact that it is on the table, I do appreciate that.
Yep, appreciate it, thanks.
Okay. Committee reports and requests from board members. Second hearing of the public.
I'd like to make a comment here as well. I know that we have been batting around a possible resolution dealing with inclusivity and equity, and I'm sure that that is part of mainly the result of the big turnout here. And I think we need to perhaps engage Attorney Giardini and the OSBA and see what is appropriate for everyone before we move forward with that.
I'm sure that our superintendent is already working on this.
Okay.
I would like to say, before we move forward, I should have said this under new business, just a reminder that our back-to-school bash is, Miss AJ was my reminder, August 10th, 4 to 8 at Black River Landing. And everyone in Lorain is invited to come. It's a family fun event. You will have lots of fun. There will be food and activities for everyone, so we hope to see everyone out there.
You had to do it on August the 8th?
10th.
August the 10th.
8th, oh, okay.
August the 10th.
I heard 8th, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
We wanted to do it on a Sunday, but all the Sundays were booked, so we had to do it on August the 10th.
A good time will be had by all.
Yes.
Okay, announcement of the next regular board meeting will be August 8th, 2022, 5 o'clock, right here. There's no executive session, so. Could I have a motion for adjournment?
So move.
Second?
Roll call?
Mr. Ferguson.
Yes.
Ms. Washington.
Yes?
Mr. Sturgill.
Yes.
Mr. Ballard.
Yes.
Mrs. Zario. Yes.
Did you make it? Did you make it?
Yeah, no. Wouldn't even
I blame
close.
Michael.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
5:12.
I think the
Hey,
record was like
no,
7 minutes or
it's
something.
like 8 and a half.